Hello Rebel and welcome back to my life. So I didn't talk about this when it happened because there's always so much going on, but I saw Doctor Strange and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. I won't give you any major spoilers, but if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to know anything about it, then maybe don't watch this. First off, let's get this out of the way. The movie is really well put together. The story is awesome. It opens up parts of the Marvel Universe we've never seen before. The acting is really, really good. The resolution of the conflict is a little bit unlike anything we've ever seen in a Marvel movie before, and I really liked that. Marvel's villains, other than Loki, are pretty terrible, and this movie is no exception. The main villain of this movie is not very good, and it set up a better villain for the next movie, but not necessarily a great one, so meh. But all in all, great movie. I liked it a lot. But Doctor Strange is problematic, and I want to talk about why. First of all, if you don't already know this, I hate to be the one to tell you, but Benedict Cumberbatch has said some pretty terrible things about people with autism. You should Google it and see for yourself, but it includes things like comparing autistic people to Frankenstein's monster. It's not good. Doctor Strange also has a whitewashing problem. The character of the Ancient One is a traditionally Asian character, but in the movie they're played by Tilda Swinton, who is to white people what white people are to people of color. They did balance it somewhat by casting another traditionally white character as a person of color instead, but considering that the film takes place mostly in Asia, there are very, very few Asian characters in major roles. Now, on this subject, the director, Scott Derrickson, did actually address this issue and talked about some of the reasons why this happened and promised to do better in the future. That's actually kind of great because usually when something like this happens and it's controversial, Marvel and Disney totally ignore it, so just acknowledging that it happened is actually a step forward. But it still happened, and that's something we have to consider. And with all of this being the case, how can I say that I liked the movie? Well, this is when we come to critically viewing the media that we consume. We can be critical and analytical of the things we watch and enjoy, even as we continue to enjoy them. I think that if we're aware of social issues at all, we have to be a little bit critical, but that doesn't have to stop us from enjoying media that we like. It just means that we have a slightly more complicated relationship with fiction, or with celebrities or politicians. And I think that acknowledging that complexity is one of the best ways to bring about a change for the better in our media and in the people who create it. Because that viewpoint allows us to say, "Dear Mr. Cumberbatch, I'm a fan of your work, I think you're a tremendous actor, but would you please acknowledge and address the fact that you've said some things that are really, really hurtful to people with autism." And the goal with that isn't to make Cumberbatch feel like a piece of crap. It is to make him acknowledge and address the issue and do better in the future. And this is a personal decision for everybody, but I can give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't intend harm, considering how much other charitable work he does, like funding cancer research and the Children's Defense Fund. We don't have to immediately cut off and boycott anybody who does anything problematic unless they show a long-standing pattern of behavior that they refuse to acknowledge and change. This doesn't mean we excuse or explain away crappy behavior, it just means that we give the person a chance to correct themselves before we jump all over them. And being a more responsible consumer of media is one way, albeit maybe a small one, that we can eventually achieve the cultural change that we want to see as more socially aware people. So in summary, Doctor Strange, very fun, good movie, but let's do what we can to make sure that they do better next time, both with the film itself and with the people who make it. That is it for today, Rebels. If you want to see more stuff like this, including weekend videos for people who support the channel, I hope you will consider checking out my Patreon right over in that little section of the screen. And right over there, you should be seeing a video that YouTube seems to think you might enjoy. Maybe give it a little look-see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Friday. Bye!